Welcome to Narthex, an online community welcoming those who wish to explore the Christian faith and membership in the United Church of Canada. Narthex is a place that welcomes faith talk, doubts, ideas, questions. If you're curious about the Church and about the United Church, this is the place for you.
To join? I don't think there's much involved other than showing up, is there? I don't know. I guess assume you would just be there, participate.
Start going on a regular basis so that people start knowing your name and you figure out that you actually believe in the same beliefs as the church. And then there's probably some sort of process of initiation.
Show up. I think that's it. You show up and then you're in.
Just be interested. And yeah, I would think. And then either talk to people you know who are part of a church you know, or just follow from there.
Show up. Pretty much you just go and you talk to them. Well, for a lot of churches you probably just show up and then the minister doesn't really care. Because the congregations are so small these days that if they're filling the pews, they're probably happy about it.
Well, I think you have to be of the same mindset of the church. Mm-hmm.
Basically just be interested, and go looking if you're, looking for something that mirrors what you're looking for, that has what you're looking for, and spiritually, I guess.
Normally you're brought up as a child and you're led into a church or a certain group of church groups by your parents, and so it depends on the type of church as to what you consider join. You can be a member of a church, or you can become fully baptized in the church and become what you consider joining the church. I don't think that there's actually one particular way to join a church. I think it's up to the individual.
Obviously, you can contact the church, but I don't think you have to pass any guidelines or any standards. Hopefully not. Hopefully the church is open to anyone.
Like a fundamental faith and I guess a higher being. Yeah.
Go to it. Show up.
Talk to the minister or priest or whatever.
I would like to think that you shouldn't have to do anything to it. I mean, if you're going and you want to be connected to that, I mean, some things you have to do certain things, like you have to learn more about some things about it, but really I think if you want to join a church, go ahead and join one. I mean, I don't think there should be a problem with it.
I think you have to want to commit yourself to the ideals, the goals, the background, the philosophy, the requirements of that institution. So I think you have to look at it, study it, think about it, compare it, ask people, reflect on it, make your own decision.
Welcome to Narthex, an online community created for anyone who's interested in finding out about life inside the church. This space is created especially for those who are curious about membership in the United Church of Canada. Here in Narthex, you'll be introduced to some basic aspects of Christian faith, and you'll be introduced to each other as we get acquainted online.
Okay, so my name would be Matthew Fillier. How long have I been a member of the United Church of Canada? Since I was born, so 32 years.
I'm Emma. I have been a member of the church for 15 years.
My name is Rachel Campbell. I'm from Prince Edward Island. I have been in the United Church all my life.
So my name is Kevin Little. I have been part of the United Church my whole life. I was baptized in the church. My parents met at the church. So I have been an ordained minister since 1990. So for 23 years I've worked in ordained ministry in the United Church of Canada.
My name is Lucy Little and I've been in the United Church my entire life. My name is Linda Yates. I am a minister at St. John's United Church. I have been a member of the United Church since 1986.
All right, my name is Avery Dakin-Clark. I've been a part of the United Church since I was born.
And what do I remember about my confirmation? Precious little. I do remember that I had a really good elder in the congregation who was really nice to us, Sam. He was really great and helped lead us through sessions after church. And I especially remember in the confirmation service when we took communion together. That's probably the biggest moment that stands out in confirmation.
Confirmation, I loved my confirmation classes. It was actually with Reverend Carolyn Nicholson, and it was a wonderful experience of working together with many groups of people of all different ages, and we were confirmed around Easter, which was amazing.
I was 26 years old. I was an adamant atheist, and we were living with my mother and father at the time. Carl and I were, and Shane was 2. And my mother was attending church every single Sunday, and I felt kind of guilty and like I wanted to keep her company. So I went, and Bill Gibson was the minister there, and I remember him preaching, and I remember the singing and the community, and they just began little cracks, I would say, in the armor of my evangelical atheism. And I began to ask him questions, and that poor man, he was very patient with me. And then my mother said she wanted to do confirmation classes, so I went with her as company. And before I knew it, I was not just having arguments, but doing a lot of reading and a lot of talking with Bill. And then I was baptized and confirmed when I was 26.
I don't remember my baptism, but I do have photographs of wearing a beautiful white gown that belonged in the history of my family, many, many generations.
Confirmation was fairly recently for me, about a year ago, I guess. I really liked how it was timed we had for Easter. It was really good.
And I can't remember anything about my baptism.
Confirmation was memorable, but not for the reasons it ought to be, I think. The minister at the time had about, I'd say, 7 or 8 teenage boys in the office. And he was trying very hard to make the Bible sort of interesting, so he had a series of comic books about the Dallas Cowboys. And so we learned about Thomas Landry and his conversations about prayer and the Bible with his Dallas Cowboy football players. And that was my introduction to confirmation and the Bible.
I do not remember my baptism because I was a baby, and I've never been confirmed because I'm trying to sort of take into account all different religions, all different values. I'm really interested in looking at the pros and cons of and the values of every different religion, and I really want to appreciate everything before I decide on one.
The first people who came into the church used nets, fishing nets. They followed a teacher who liked to ask provocative questions. In the next few weeks, we hope to create a community that welcomes questions. We'll use the net available to us, the internet, as we go looking for answers. We'll begin each Monday meeting with a weekly video introducing one topic through a variety of voices. Each video will conclude with a weekly challenge. Get ready to meet Coach Cliche in the locker room. In the middle of each week, watch for Wednesday's Word. Every community has its own language and insiders' code words, and so does the church. On Friday, watch for Friday's Fish. We'll take a closer look at some of the symbols and songs connected to our faith. In our online group, we'll have a conversation about all the questions we raise and all the answers we find. In the days ahead, there'll be lots of opportunities to explore our faith and to learn about the United Church of Canada. So welcome. Narthex is open.
Okay, so I'm Coach Cliche, and I've got 6 measly weeks to get this team in shape. The first thing you gotta know is, There's no I in team. There's no I in team, because then you'd just have Team I, or T-AIM, or I-Team, and that just doesn't make any sense. However, there's a me in team. Me, Coach Cliche. Yeah. All right. There we go. Yeah. For the next 6 weeks, I'm the guy who's gonna get this Narthex team online, in shape, motivated, ready to play in the big United League. Every week, I'm gonna give you another challenge, and you're gonna have to push yourself. You gotta rise to the occasion. You're all a bunch of rookies. You got a lot to learn. First, we're gonna take it to the next level. We're gonna come together as a team. We gotta know who's wearing the same team shirt, who came to play. Here's your challenge for this week. Tell us about your beginning in the church, your baptism, the when, where, why, and how. Find a photo and share your story in the online Narthex group.